Welcome to this third session of the discussion on how to obtain pollution NOC from the Pollution Control Board. In the last session, we got into this particular page where we require to provide various pollution-related aspects to the board. Okay. Let's start filling these aspects, starting from water. Okay. So, if you see this particular portion, you can find pre-filled informations from the previously provided data. If there are any corrections, you can go back and make corrections. In this portion, you require to provide data pertaining to water consumption and wastewater generation. Before filling this, it's better to make a list of all the purpose for which you require water and the quantity that you require. So once you make the list, you start entering by clicking on this new tab. The page gets refreshed. Then choose the purpose for which you consume the water and the source, the quantity that you require, the quantity of the wastewater that generates, remarks if at all any you mention, and then click on this save button. It appears here with a success note. Then to enter the next purpose, you click on new again and start entering. So the second purpose will appear right below this. Okay. So if you want to make any corrections, click on this and you make a corrections and update, so it will get updated. This portion is related to how you manage your wastewater. If at all you require to set up a ETP or STP, you require to fill the data in this particular part. Before entering the data, it's better to make a list of all the unit processes involved in your ETP or STP. Then start entering the data. To enter the data, you click on this new tab. The page gets refreshed. So choose appropriate options here. Mention the size in cubic meters, then mention the number of units and save it. It appears here. To enter the next unit process, again click on new tab and repeat the procedure and save, so they start appearing here. To make any corrections, click on this hyperlink and make corrections and update, so the data will get updated. This one is only for the demonstration purpose, otherwise it is not relevant to our present industry. Okay? So come down to the other portion. So here we require to specify the mode of disposal. So we don't have industrial effluent, so leave it. For domestic purpose, we opted for underground drainage system. So for disposal details also, for safer side, let it be underground drainage system. So here also you mention the same. Otherwise, depending upon the quality and the quantity of the wastewater that we generate, there are different options we require to fulfill. If there are any corrections, the authorities will specify that corrections you can incorporate in the later stages. Okay, so click on this save button. Success note will pop up, and then move to air related information. Okay. In our imaginary software industry, we don't have any such air pollution source, so we can simply ignore this and move to enter next aspect. If you have any source like a generator, click on this new source, then choose the emission type. This generators falls under flue gas stacks attached to generator. So the capacity, let be 50 kVA. So what is the height? To enter the height, you refer the CPCB guidelines. For 50 kVA capacity generator, the height should be 1.5 meters above the roof level. Suppose the nearest building is of 5 meters height, you add 1.5 meters to it, it becomes 6.5 meters. For safer side, let it be 7 meters. Then coming to stock monitoring facility, for this capacity generator, there is no such requirement to set up stock monitoring facility, so let it be not applicable. If it is required and the authorities will specify, then you can modify. Okay, so what is the fuel used? Let it be diesel. Then air pollution control measures for all generators. The requirement is to set up acoustic enclosures to reduce the noise to less than 70 decibel at 1 meters distance. Okay, so this is compulsory. Apart from that, if the capacity is more, the other requirements will arise. Let that be. Then what is the diameter of the stack? So let it be 10 centimeters. The fuel consumption rate, let it be 12 uh, liters per hour, right? So then permissible limits. So for this capacity generator, there is no such requirements. So let this be 0, 0 SOX, 0 NOx. So once you fill all this, so then click on this save button. It appears here. So if you have more stacks, you go on adding similarly. So don't check this APC option, so it is not applicable to NOC application. Okay, so then move to this raw materials part. Okay, this raw material option is also not relevant to our software industry, imagery software industry, so we can ignore this. If at all you want to enter the raw material data, click on this new raw tab and enter the name of the raw material, the quantity that you plan to consume, the unit you choose from the drop down menu, from which month you plan to use. Remember, you have mentioned the commissioning date. As far as practical, you use the same date. So the remarks, if at all you have, you will mention, then save it. It appears here. To enter the second, third, fourth raw material, you follow the same procedure. They go on appearing here as a list. So in this row, there will be a edit option. So if you want to make any changes, you click on this edit option and make changes. Then move ahead to enter the uh, product details. This product aspect also is not relevant to our imaginary software industry, because there will not be any tangible product or raw material. So we can simply ignore these aspects. If you want to enter any rather product detail, including any establishment activities like construction of building, construction of ETP, STP. So those aspects has to be entered. Let me show you how to enter this product details by taking this as an example. So you click on this new product tab, it appears like this. Then type the product name, choose the unit, leave these two tabs because for this only we are applying. Then type the required quantity, from which month you mention, again year first and month next. So remarks, if any, you can type. Don't choose this APC option. Then save it. Okay. So save option. So then this success note will pop up. uh, you can go on adding the product details similarly by clicking on new products entries. Then move to this hazardous waste information. Make a list of all the hazardous waste that you generate per year, and also identify the category to which the identified waste falls as per the hazardous waste rule, and also identify the management options for each of the hazardous waste. Then start entering the details by clicking on this new waste category. If you are sure about your list, go on entering those data here. If you have any doubt, you choose a keyword relevant to the type of waste that you generate and type here, and then click enter. So here appears drop down list of waste, choose the appropriate one, so the page get refreshed and the data will get filled up. Okay, so then you enter the quantity per year, say 0.1 uh, kiloliters per year, no? So leave apart this APC, don't choose it. So fill any relevant remarks if you have, then move ahead. So choose the management options. So make sure that you choose one black color and one red color option. So this black color options are relevant to the management and the red color options are relevant to disposal. So for used oil, no, so let's select generation and storage. For disposal, so let's choose this recycling through registered recyclers, then save it. Okay, so once you save it, it appears here like this. Okay? So a success note will come, so it appears here. If you want to make any changes, you can click on this hyperlink and make the proper or relevant changes. Okay, similarly, enter the details of other waste and then move ahead to this solid waste. So a message will pop up. It asks you to exclude the hazardous waste details because that has to be entered in other pages, which rather that we already have completed. So here we require to make a list of all the solid waste excluding hazardous waste. So its quantity has to be estimated. The quantity should be in per month. If at all you have any remarks pertaining to any particular solid waste, you include that as well. And also you have to identify the management plans for each type of solid waste. Then click on this solid waste and go on entering the details. This one I already have entered. I will just show you how I entered. Okay, so this is relevant to this MSW type of waste. So some quantity I mentioned. Okay, so otherwise you have to use a proper calculation to calculate this MSW type of waste. Okay, so I don't have any remarks, so left it. uh, this collection option I chose it in plastic drums. Disposal option I chose as others, and let's update this. Okay, so the success note will appear. So this e-waste part is relevant only to the e-waste processors and it is not relevant to our industry, so let's ignore this. So with this we completed giving the data pertaining to pollution aspects and get back to the previous uh, page by clicking on this red button. Now move ahead to enter our next point in the sequence, that is third point. So the rest of the points we can complete in our fourth session, that is in the next session. Okay, thank you.